All right, we're going to end our lesson with an application problem because let's do some real life work with this. Okay, so Chen uses circular cork boards to make 18 watermelon coasters to sell at a craft fair. So here's a circular cork board. We can see the diameter is 8 inches, and he is cutting this into watermelon coasters over here that he's going to sell at a craft fair. So he paints one side of each coaster with a special paint. Each jar of paint covers 200 square inches. Will one jar of paint be enough to paint all of the coasters? So essentially, he's just painting like the top of this coaster over here. Oh, my little red blends in with the red right there. So this coaster over here, he's just painting the top of it. So first, what we're going to do is we're going to find the area of the watermelon coaster. Well, we can see that the watermelon coaster is a sector going from the center of the circle out. We've got the two radii bounded, or we've got the intercepted arc, and the area inside that is the sector. So area of a sector formula is equal to n over 360 times pi r squared. All right, our n is the arc measure. Well, the arc measure is the same thing as the central angle, which they're showing us right there is 72 degrees. So we have 72 over 360 times pi times our radius squared. So in this little slice, we don't really see what the radius is, but over here they were showing us that the diameter is 8. If the diameter is 8, the radius is going to be half of that. So we know our radius is 4. All right, so we have 72 over 360 times 4 squared is 16, so times 16 pi over 1. When we multiply 72 times 16, and then 360 times 1, divide that out. Because this is a word problem, we can go ahead and multiply that out with pi. We do get about 10.0, or in centimeters squared. So what we just found out was the area for one of the coasters. It takes about 10 centimeters squared, or that's the area, 10 centimeters squared. So the second thing we want to figure out is how many coasters he can cover with his paint. So if we take 200, which is the total paint coverage, that's that 200 square inches, we're going to divide that by 10, because that is the area of one coaster. $200 divided by 10 is 20. So what that means is that Chen can paint 20 coasters with that 200, with a jar of paint that will cover 200 square inches. So does he have enough to paint all of his coasters? How many does he have again? It said in the beginning that he's selling 18. So yeah, he does have enough paint for all 18 coasters. All right, part B. He puts decorative tape around the edge of each coaster. How much tape does he need for each coaster? All right, so if you can picture, let's look back at the picture again. If you can imagine, he is putting decorative tape. So let's say he puts tape here, he puts tape here, and he puts tape here. We want to know how much tape that is. So we've got one amount plus the other amount plus the other amount. So essentially, we are looking at perimeter. So we're going to find the perimeter of one coaster. All right, so a coaster, if we think about what it looks like, something like that, right? Where we have a radius and another radius. And then this right here is the arc length. So let's just remember arc length is S. It has a formula. It's equal to n over, whoa, not that, n over 360 times, it's not going to be pi r squared because it's not an area measurement. Instead, it's a portion of the circumference. So we're going to bring in 2 pi r, how we find the circumference of a circle. All right, so back to what we're doing. Perimeter is equal to one radius plus another radius plus s, the arc length. All right, well, we already said in part A that the radius for each coaster is 4. So we have 4 plus s, we're going to use this formula, n over 360, n is 72. We had that in part A, over 360 times 2 pi times the radius, which is 4. All right, to clean this up a little bit, we have this 4 plus 4 is 8 plus. Now, this 2 pi over 4, we can put over 1. 2 times 4 is 8. 8 times 72, if we divide that by 360 over 1, that reduces to 8/5 pi. And then if we go ahead and add those together, that's going to give us about 13.0, and I think we're in inches. So up here, I use centimeters. That should have been inches squared. Hopefully you guys caught that. All right, so the perimeter of each coaster is 13 inches. So what that means is Chen needs 13 inches of tape for each coaster.